Hi, and welcome back to On Acting. Today we'll be talking about agents and/or managers, what they are, what they do. So basically, they're your representation. The name might change depending what industry you're in. Well, not
What country, yeah. What
what
country,
city.
from place to place, and yeah, city, country, even state to state. But usually you've got like the most popular ones is like almost everywhere calls himself a talent agent. But some places like in England, they like to call themselves personal managers or talent manager, even though they pretty much do the same functions as what you would think of traditionally as an agent.
Yeah. So basically, they represent you in business. They arrange auditions for you. They negotiate contracts and do deals and stuff. Um, they also kind of negotiate how much money you get for roles if it's above the minimum. They act as a liaison between you and the producers, the studios, like anyone else you might have to do business with.
Yeah, they determine where in your overall, they determine where you're most marketable, your type, the type of projects that you're most likely to get, and they'll advise you on your image, on your resume format, the content. They might look at your headshots, help you pick out the best headshot, recommend acting classes, help you put together a better demo reel. They might look at your website if you have a website, look at all your promotional materials, and basically overall just give you like some insight and better direction on your career.
Yeah, so you pay them a commission, usually by a percentage of how much you make. Usually it's around 10 to 15, depending on where you are. Some agencies might charge you administration fees on top of that, like monthly or yearly. But either way, they usually don't get paid until after they get you work.
Right, so you'll never pay any upfront fees to any of these agencies, and no matter what they call themselves.
Yeah, and if they want you to, they're probably trying to scam you, and you should walk away.
Yeah, because anybody who's legitimate, whether it be agent, manager, whatever, any legitimate agency entity shouldn't charge any kind of upfront fees. Only make a commission or some sort of percentage of what you make. So it's like after the fact.
Yeah.
And then usually for those, that type of the rates that they'll charge and stuff like that varies from place to place. But there's different percentages. Used to be 10% across the board for agents and around 15% across the board for managers. But now you get like 10 to 15%, 15 to 20%, and especially in America, like is probably one of the last places that you'll still find people who represent agents that'll work for like 10%. But yeah, so like you'll find in the States and Canada, you can get 15 to 20%, and in Europe you can expect to pay like 20% at least, as well, 15 to 20% for any kind of like representation.
Yeah. In Canada, no one really charges about 15%. In most cities, that's regulated, but that seems to be like the general idea. What everyone is charging now is 15%.
Right, and now, so what agents actually do then, how they spend their day. So agents spend most of the day looking through like breakdowns or Spotlight, even, it depends. It's like either breakdown services or Spotlight in the UK. Some higher entity prepares a list of all these different castings and everything that the casting directors are looking for. Casting directors, anybody, a good portion of them, outside of using personal contacts or hiring people directly, they'll use these services, which is the breakdown in Canada and the USA, and Spotlight in the UK. So casting directors will place their ads there. So agents will spend most of the morning looking through these. They usually get them online through the internet. So they'll just go through, see what new casting notices are out. What's new on there, and then they'll start submitting. They'll read through the breakdowns, try to match it up with the clients on their roster, and then they'll just spend the rest of the day submitting pictures to try to get their clients auditions.
Yeah. So basically, the breakdowns are essentially just a short little breakdown of what the project is, with a synopsis and descriptions of all the characters they need to cast. So that gets passed on by the production company to these services, who pass it on to the casting directors and the agents in order to find the talent that's going to be in the project.
Yeah, and then Another thing is a lot of different agents or personal managers will have different levels of involvement with your career, depending on how they work, and also depending on how many clients they actually have on their roster and have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them will do very little and just submit you to these services that we talked about, Breakdown or Spotlight. So the only thing they'll do primarily is just submit you for auditions and hope for the best. Other ones do a little more, like negotiate some deals for you, and you know.
Yeah, they'll do, like, some of them will actually help you shape your career and actually give you advice on anything from how to put together your promotional materials to what kind of look you should be going for, that kind of thing. It really depends on how the agent works. So what you should do is, if you're looking for an agent, you should always talk to them about their process, how involved they are with your career, how they deal with their actors, and how they like to work and what they like to be involved in.
Yeah, because some of the more hands-on ones, well, they like to be involved in every little step, every little thing. Like, you know, they may even recommend like what acting teachers to work with, maybe some specific coaches to use. They might even say which classes or workshops to take. Even down to like suggestions on which photographer and which part of the promotional materials that you should use and that type of thing.
Yes, some agents will even organize classes for you. Sometimes they'll talk to their contacts at casting directors, for instance, and put together exclusive classes just for their roster so they could interact with the casting directors.
Yeah. But in any case, what you want to do is you want to just be sure to have a good conversation with any potential agents that you might be considering to see how they work, how hands-on they are, and what type level of involvement you're looking for. And because they are involved in managing your career, so it's just like, you know, some agents, you know, they want to do more, some want to do less. So just just try to find the one that's the best match for you. You know, and because communication is like the biggest skills, the biggest asset. You want to be able to communicate to your agent what you're looking for, and you want to like the stuff that they're telling you so that you can work well together. Because the important thing is constant communication and both of you working in harmony towards the better career.
Yeah, and talk to other actors in your area to try to figure out what it is you can expect from their agents, how their agents work, and to get more advice from them. But we're going to be bringing you some more specific tips on how to get an agent depending on which region you're in future videos. But for now, this will be it. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks.